Hi, it's John Cronshaw here with my author diary for the week ending 11th September 2022. I have had a really good week. So I've been working on my book Crucible of Shadows, which is the third book in my Dawn of Assassins series. I'm 20,000 words into that book now, so that means I've written 16,000 this week. Really pleased with the progress, really pleased with the momentum. Now, I have gone back to writing a crappy first draft. So this is an old thing I used to do. This is what I did when I was doing my Ravenglass Chronicles. I tried the method of cycling, and there's something satisfying about finishing the book and having it as good as done. But I kind of underestimated how much was gained from just that momentum of getting through the story, getting it out of your head. So I am definitely back. It feels like there's a lot of forward motion. In terms of the kind of outlining method, like what I did is I outlined the broad strokes of the story, and now I'm kind of doing what the scenes are going to be every day. So it's almost like it's kind of a mixture of, discovery writing and also having an outline, but it's not as much of a detailed outline as I've had in the past. I know where the story's going pretty much, but I'm still getting lots of surprises, lots of interesting stuff revealed to me from the characters and from the world as I go, which is very cool. It's a really fun way to write. It feels a bit more organic. I'm hoping, sometimes when I try out these different ways of working, they work really well for a while, and then boom, there's something that stops it working. But so far, so good. I'm just going to keep the momentum going, trying to do at least 2,000 words a day. So that is my target. I've been hitting at least 3 most days. So yeah, really pleased with how that's working. I've not actually done any reading this week because I have been hooked on a podcast. So I don't know, if you are a fan of Game of Thrones and you, like me, were, let's say, underwhelmed, disappointed, distraught by the last series, a group of fans, people, narrators have got together and done what they've called the Season 8 Redux as a podcast. So it's like a 10-episode podcast that is a rewritten version of the last season with a different ending, different stuff going on. And it's so much better. I cannot believe how much better this story is. So yeah, it's tremendous. Really, really good. Highly recommended. I would check that out if you love Game of Thrones as much as I did, or at least, first 4 or 5 seasons for sure. If you enjoyed it as much as I did and you were underwhelmed, disappointed, that podcast, man, so good, so good. So yeah, that is called I think it's really clumsy title. It's like the Game of Thrones Season 8 Redux. So check that out, because I have just gone through that 10 episodes, and it's like it's a bit like a radio play. So it's lots of narrators. The voices are great. I mean, the people who did the voices like Jon Snow and Daenerys and things like that, they're just spot on. And yeah, just the writing is great. It's fan fiction. They say that it's no affiliation, anything like that. I've got nothing to do with it. I just think it's brilliant, and it is now, when I think of the Game of Thrones story, that is what I will think of until and if George R.R. Martin ever gets the next book out. So we'll see what happens and see whether it kind of matches what happens in this, because I'll be honest, a lot of it makes a lot of sense. A lot more sense than a TV show did. There were a lot of characters, for example, Jon Snow, whose storyline, there were just stuff to do with the the prophecy to do with him that just didn't really come to anything. Arya training as a faceless didn't really come to anything. So loads of cool stuff in it, loads of stuff that gets resolved, loads of threads picked up that were dropped in the last series, and also some character flips, let's say. Jaime Lannister's heel turn, to use wrestling parlance, that's dealt with in a much better way in this, but obviously I'm not going to give you any spoilers. So check that out anyway. Next week then, carry on with Crucible of Shadows. I want to get at least you know, another 10,000 words done for this draft. Hopefully it'll be more, but I don't want to burn myself out again. So I think 2,000 words is a nice amount. It's achievable, and if I don't achieve it, it doesn't matter. You know, I've got forward momentum, and that is the main thing. So if you are watching this on a video, I do upload this as an audio podcast. And if you're listening to the podcast, I also upload these to YouTube and TikTok and places like that. So feel free to follow me on there. It's John Cronshaw, author, on lots of platforms. John_Cronshaw on Twitter. And before I forget, if you want a free Ravenglass Universe starter library, so this includes 3 books, it includes the novel Birth of Assassins, includes the novella The Fool, and the novella Blaze of Wolfsbane, plus loads of other short stories. You can go to my website, it's johncronshaw.com, enter your email, and you will get those books for free. So these are all set in the Ravenglass universe, so that's johncronshaw.com, so check those out. And do check out that Game of Thrones podcast, because it's great. So until next time, cheerio.